Lord's What Was That hits like a late night text you wish you never sent. Raw, nostalgic, and aching with the kind of questions that keep you up at 3 a.m. This track isn't just about a breakup. It's about that moment when you replay every memory, wondering how something so intense could vanish into thin air. Today, we're breaking down why these lyrics stick like a tattoo you can't laser off, the hidden meanings, the brutal honesty, and why Lord's words feel like she's reading pages from your own diary. Let's dive in. In verse 1, she paints a vivid picture of emotional numbness and disconnection after a breakup. The setting is a small, almost empty space in the city, just a chair and a bed, which suggests loneliness and a lack of comfort. When she says she cover up all the mirrors because she can't see myself yet, it implies she's avoiding self reflection either because she doesn't recognize who she is without the relationship or because she's not ready to face her emotions. The line, I wear smoke like a wedding veil, is especially striking. It could mean she's hiding behind something hazy, like smoke, the way a bride hides behind a veil, but instead of joy, there's a sense of obscurity and detachment. She goes through the motions of daily life. Make a meal I won't eat, showing how grief has stolen her appetite both literally and emotionally. When she steps outside, she feels alone in a sea, surrounded by people but still isolated before the overwhelming feeling of missing her ex comes over me. This verse captures the early stages of heartbreak, where everything feels hollow and even simple actions like eating or looking in the mirror become difficult. The imagery of smoke, covered mirrors, and an uneaten meal all reinforce the idea of avoidance, loss, and the struggle to move forward. The pre-chorus strips away the metaphor-heavy imagery of the verse and delivers raw, straightforward emotion. She repeats, oh, I'm missing you. Yeah, I'm missing you. And all the things we used to do, which makes the longing feel inescapable, like she's stuck in a loop of memories. The simplicity of the words contrasts with the depth of the feeling, emphasizing how overpowering grief can be when it's reduced to its most basic truth. I miss you and I miss what we had. The repetition of missing you isn't just for emphasis. It mimics the way heartbreak lingers, popping up again and again, even when you try to push it away. By mentioning all the things we used to do, she's not just mourning the person, but the entire world they built together. The routines, the shared moments, the intimacy that's now gone. There's a childlike vulnerability in the way she phrases it, almost like she's pleading with herself or with them to understand why it still hurts so much. This section acts as a bridge between the numbness of the verse and the explosive nostalgia of the chorus, grounding the song in a moment of painful honesty before diving back into the intoxicating memories of the past. It's a moment of quiet before the storm, where the weight of loss feels heaviest because there's nothing to distract from it, just the ache of absence. The chorus is a whirlwind of sensory nostalgia, regret, and the painful realization that a love that once felt all consuming was never truly enough. She plunges into vivid memories. MDMA in the back garden blow our pupils up, painting a picture of reckless, drug fueled euphoria where time seemed to stretch endlessly. We kissed for hours straight. The question, well, baby, what was that? Hangs in the air, not just as a reflection, but as a demand for meaning. Was it love, just chemistry, or something fleeting that felt eternal in the moment? Lord then contrasts this ecstasy with a mundane yet striking detail. This is the best cigarette of my life, a line that captures how love, or the illusion of it, can make even the smallest moments feel transcendent. but the illusion shatters with hindsight. I didn't know then that you'd never be enough. This admission is the heart of the chorus, the slow dawning understanding that what felt like everything was actually temporary, unsustainable. The imagery of Indio haze war in a sandstorm suggests something beautiful yet disorienting, a relationship that overwhelmed her senses but left her lost. The line, "Since I was 17, I gave you everything," adds a layer of youthful devotion, making the breakup feel like the end of an era. When she sings, "Now we wake from a dream," it's as if the entire relationship was a beautiful, hazy illusion, and the shock of reality leaves her asking, "What was that?" all over again. The chorus doesn't just reminisce, it mourns. It's about the dissonance between how love feels in the moment and how it looks in the cold light of day. The repetition of "what was that" isn't just confusion. It's the sound of someone trying to make sense of a love that burned too bright to last. Verse 2 shifts from the private grief of the first verse to a more social setting, yet the emotional isolation remains just as profound. She begins with, "Do you know you're still with me when I'm out with my friends?" A line that captures the haunting persistence of memory. Even in a crowd surrounded by companionship, she's mentally trapped in the past, unable to fully engage with the present. The image of painted face suggests a performative aspect to socializing. Her friends are wearing their public personas, but she's stuck in her own head, unable to join in their conversations about current affairs. There's a disconnect between the superficial chatter of the outside world and the depth of what she's feeling, emphasizing how loneliness can persist even in a room full of people. The line, "You had to know this was happening," introduces a note of resentment or accusation, as if she's grappling with the idea that her ex might have foreseen this pain but chose to ignore it. When she says, "You weren't feeling my heat," it suggests a one sided intimacy. She was fully invested, but they were already pulling away. The reference to "the blue light down at Baby's All Right," a real life Brooklyn music venue, grounds the song in a specific tangible place, contrasting the hazy memories of the chorus with a stark real world moment of clarity. Here, under the cold glow of artificial light, she's forced to face reality. The relationship is over, and no amount of nostalgia can revive it. This verse is about the collision between inner turmoil and outer appearances. Lord portrays the dissonance of trying to move on while still being emotionally tethered to someone who's no longer there. The friends, the conversations, the nightlife, they're all just background noise to the central question that still consumes her. What was that? The verse ends where it began, with the inescapable weight of absence, proving that healing isn't linear, and some ghosts linger long after the love is gone. The pre-chorus reveals a crucial shift in the person's emotional journey, from passive longing to active struggle. Where the first pre-chorus simply acknowledged missing her ex, "Oh, I'm missing you," this one shows her attempting and failing to process the breakup's finality. The fragmented delivery of "I try to let whatever has to pass through me pass through" physically mimics the stuttering rhythm of suppressed tears, that halting breath when you're fighting to stay composed in public. There's profound wisdom in the phrase, "whatever has to pass through me." She recognizes grief isn't something to defeat, but to endure. Yet the heartbreaking admission, "but this is staying a while. I know, it might not let me go," confesses what we all fear after heartbreak, that some loves carve grooves too deep to ever fully smooth over. The contrast between her effort, I try, and resignation, staying a while, mirrors that universal post breakup whiplash between moving on and being pulled back under. This pre chorus lands more weight than the first because it's no longer about missing someone. It's about confronting the terrifying possibility that this pain might become part of her permanently. The melody likely lingers on Let Me Go, hanging unresolved, because emotionally she isn't free yet. It's the song's quietest moments of truth where youthful idealism, since I was 17, collides with adult acceptance. Some exits leave permanent marks. The post-chorus amplifies the song's central question with a crucial new layer, the quiet desperation of bargaining with memory. Where the first post-chorus simply echoed, "What was that?" in stunned confusion, this repetition adds the pleading line, "'Cause I want you just like that," revealing how nostalgia warps even the healthiest understanding of a breakup. Lord's delivery likely cracks on want, betraying how childish that craving feels. She knows better, but her heart hasn't caught up. The parenthetical whispers, "When I'm in the blue light, I can make it all right," function like intrusive thoughts mid meltdown, a lie we tell ourselves in weak moments. The blue light, earlier tied to harsh reality at Baby's All Right, now becomes a delusional safe space where she can rewrite the ending. The repetition of "make it all right" sounds less like affirmation and more like someone trying to hypnotize themselves into believing it. This post chorus hits hardest because it's no longer about understanding the past. What was that? But about desperately wanting to resurrect it, despite all logic. The juxtaposition of the raw want, just like that, with the reality checking blue light imagery, captures love addiction's push pull perfectly. It's the sound of someone standing at the edge of moving on, toes curled over the cliff, not ready to let the fantasy go, even as the lights come up on the truth.